Our second piece of analysis is regarding Brian Fenton. Brian never plays a bad game, but in the game here we're basically breaking it into 10-minute segments in which we're comparing Brian Fenton's touches and involvements with the score and Dublin's score in aggregate. And as you can see, the two are pretty much mirroring each other. So there's a few reasons for that. It basically shows the importance of Brian Fenton, but also shows the marking job that was being done on Brian Fenton, but he kind of broke through in that last 60 minutes. So there's a couple of clips we're going to look at here. The first one here, we're just going to basically show Shawnee O'Shea, or Jack Barry rather, is marking Brian Fenton here, and we're just going to follow him, and we're going to see the fact that no matter where he's going, his midfield, there's a lot of space here. He's going left or right. He's constantly trying to get goal side. He's following him here, and this is early on in the game. Brian's just looking for that easy hand pass, but every time his teammate is looking up, he can't give it to him.
Yeah, Kerry did that very well. Not only Jack, I think every Kerry player the last day, they didn't fall back into the zone that we're seeing so many teams do this day. They pushed and pushed at the ball. Every time a man got the ball, he was challenged to try and take you on. And on a wet night, that was a good call from Kerry, and Jack did it really well for a long part of the game.
Yeah, and then here we're going to look again with Brian Fenton here. This particular time now, he's going to make a little bit of a harder run, and it's something which he actually does very often when he's trying to get away from a man. He pushes quite far up the field, and then he comes back, and he gives himself a bit more space, and he's not having to look for the ball in his own full back line.
100%. And what I love about this is, and this is what Dublin faced, was pressure the last day. Kerry really got pressure out there. Like, the easy thing to do for Jack Barry, and that is once Brian gets the push off, Jack just to stay there, leave him get it, leave him turn. But that creates an awful lot of trouble when you've got the forwards that Dublin have inside.
Yeah. And you see, he's forcing the take on, but Jack keeps getting back behind. He's still in front of him. And he's very lucky with this kick.
Yeah, it's a kind of loopy kick. I think Brian loses it in the air. They end up getting a mark out of it, but that's a good ball for a back.
You can see Fenton here. He's back. He's demanding the ball. He's calling for. He's behind. This is the last 10 minutes now. So this is when he starts to come into his own, and Dublin, the game starts to turn back. He's still behind. He's roaring. He's calling for the ball. Gets back to him eventually. And again, Kerry are well set up, but he gives and goes, and he's starting to force the game here. But it's just Kerry are quite well set up here.
Yeah, I like the way they've kept pushing him, keeping him down the same line. And when you let somebody in, that's invariably what's going to happen, is to give away a foul. But Kerry did very well at that, holding him out the last day out wide.
This is his score. At this stage of the game, 10 minutes left, Jack Barry's starting to tire a little bit. You can see he's standing a little bit off of him. He's here. He's starting to stand off of him a small bit. Fenton comes back around.
Yeah, I think exactly in that instance, Jack is probably more worried about possible danger for goal here. Kerry are 2 or 3 points up. There's 4 or 5 minutes to go. They're getting on the cautious side, which is a natural instinct to do, and Brian takes advantage of it with a great kick. He's a great kicker for a big man.
And this is the last one, is the final score. Brian Fenton starts it again. And again, we can see as this play starts, we're going to speed it up a little bit. As this play goes on, he's constantly behind the play, which is something he wasn't able to do in the first half and for most of the second half, but it's something which he loves to do, and he's behind it. And when he collects this ball, the massive amount of space which he has here in the middle of the field, a big powerful man, and this is where Jack Barry all day had been.
Yep.
But there's no one here now.
Yeah, he's protecting goal side.
And you were very impressed with just the character.
The character, and put the pressure from Crowley to get over there, put the pressure on. But in the lead up to that, Paul Flynn had a chance to maybe put it on his right leg. He's a very good kicker from that side. Turned it down. Somebody else turned it down outside him. Fairness to Fenton, having not had a great game, had serious courage to go and try and kick that equaliser in the 74th minute after being hounded by Jack Barry for that long. So a great battle between 2 great players on the middle of the field.
One of the other things we couldn't see there was just the kick out, in terms of Brian Fenton never contested an entire kick out in that game as a midfielder. Against Galway, he contested 10. 9 of them were the Galway kick outs. So it just shows that Kerry were working very hard in Jack Barry and pulling to one side, and there's a lot more goes into it which we don't see in stopping someone contesting.
That soldier when you're outside midfield and you're trying to win a ball and they're pulling you over to one side, and in your heart and soul the keeper's kicking it the other way all day, but that's somewhere we just have to toughen it out at that stage of the game.